we're live. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Blizzard Comedy's broadcast Avalanche, the one comedy show that hasn't yet realized lockdown has been lifted. In the news this month, CNN has fired 3 employees for coming to work deliberately unvaccinated. Republicans are outraged as they only like companies exercising agency over their policies when it involves not paying their workers a living wage. Several notable anti-vaxxers have died of COVID, including the right-wing radio host, Dick Farrell. He died how he lived, needlessly. Possibly a bit harsh, but that's the second joke. It's gonna get much better. So speaking of that, Prince Andrew is being sued for sexual abuse at Epstein's mansion of underage women. But enough about that. Meghan Markle says she prefers Lay's to Walker's crisps. Arrest this treasonous infidel and bring back hanging. In other news, singer Rihanna is now officially a billionaire, so if you weren't already sold on the idea of eating the rich, sorry, no, that's disgusting. That's really inappropriate. I just want to clarify, I didn't mean we don't condone any misogyny or sexual harassment on this show. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying cannibalize the rich. In other news, an alpaca has been sentenced to death after twice testing positive for tuberculosis in 2017. Oh, no. Tragic, but after a long legal battle, Sir Keir Starmer was very vocal on the subject, finally putting his foot down to say, kill the fucking alpaca already. It's just a flamboyant llama. If you don't kill it, I'm going to come over there and smack the bastard myself. Glad to see him actually standing for something. But yeah, after 4 years, the alpaca will unfortunately be put to death. But look on the bright side. At least that alpaca had more legal rights than any black person in America. She should be proud. Fucking harsh, yeah, no. Traditional landlines are to be axed by 2025 as all UK phone calls go digital, and by 2035, when primarily millennials are running the world, all phone call services will be axed completely, as none of us enjoy them. Also, John Cleese has secured a new Channel 4 series exploring cancel culture. The comedian seems to have a bit of a chip on his shoulder about so-called cancel culture, to the point that I'm not sure that anyone has ever told him that being divorced by 3 different women because he's an insufferable, arrogant, elitist prick isn't actually cancel culture. Related, McDonald's has run out of all milkshakes in UK restaurants. Farage must be thrilled. Pro tip for anyone out there, if you are wanting to throw a beverage at a fascist, McDonald's do still sell coffee. Fairly sure Joe Brand got in a lot of trouble for doing a very similar joke to that a couple of years back. So I'm very excited for the anti-cancel culture brigade to be reporting me to Twitch to try and cancel me. Can't wait.
They're not watching.
They're not watching. No. I can dream. Film director Ken Loach has been expelled from the Labour Party, claiming that it was because he would not disown those already expelled from the party. When asked about this, Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer denied these allegations, saying that he was actually expelled because he looks a bit too much like an alpaca, and he just can't fucking sleep at night with the pent-up rage against the man who looks like an alpaca in his political party. Honestly, next time I see him, that fucking alpaca Facebook, I'm going to give him tuberculosis and shoot him in the jaw myself. Fucking commie alpaca bastard. Word for word what he said. 5 people, including a 3-year-old girl, were murdered in Plymouth after a gunman went on a deadly spree before taking his own life. The perpetrator had ties to various incel groups online, posting YouTube rants about how he was too ugly to have sex. But thankfully, after the autopsy report of the murderer, turns out he was actually a white British man, so it's not terror-related. Phew! Thank God. I'm so glad those 5 people weren't killed in an act of terrorism, just by a hate-fueled rampage motivated by good old British misogyny. I was worried for a second. Now, if only we had more relaxed gun laws, that 3-year-old girl could have had an assault rifle to protect herself with. Ah, well, there's always next time. And before we start the show, I'm going to talk about something serious for a minute, which I know, serious on this show. What the hell? I couldn't figure out how to turn this into a joke, but I do feel it's worth mentioning. After 20 years, the US are withdrawing from Afghanistan, along, of course, with our militaries and other allied forces, leaving the Taliban free to take over again. Blair, Bush, Brown, Obama, Cameron, Trump, May, Johnson, and Biden have all played an instrumental role in the loss of countless civilian lives in Afghanistan, only to finally withdraw with minimal support to those whose lives were ruined by the war and Taliban rule. We invaded the country for selfish reasons and are leaving it in a worse state than it was when we started. Last year, the UK deported 13 Afghan refugees and refused asylum to 400. Whilst pledging to take on 20,000 refugees over the next 5 years, this is nothing compared to the hundreds of thousands of innocent lives lost and ruined as a result of our actions. It's a difficult situation. I'm not going to pretend that I know the answers, nor do I know how to incorporate this topic into a comedy show. However, as a topical show, it would be irresponsible for me not to bring this up. So I am going to pop a bunch of links in the chat for ways that you can help and support in both local and international charities in the evacuation effort and to protect them once they're here as well as over there. We've got the Afghan Aid, who are responding to with emergency assistance and supporting families who have lost their homes and livelihoods as a result of the conflict. We've got Afghan Women and Children and Jalala Foundation, who have teamed up to protect women and children fighting to survive following decades of war that I'm sure we had a part in. And the Enable Children Initiative, who run Window of Hope Private Care Home in Kabul, which provides care to Afghan children and youth with disabilities around the country. Obviously, there's very little we can do outside of being in the government and not being terrible. But if you do want to help, here are some of the ways you can do so. And I just wanted to say, fuck every single UK and US arms dealer who has profited off the decades of death and destruction brought about by this war and the politicians who enabled it. But I'll tell you who haven't committed any war crimes, our team captains this month, Bobbie Jones and Tom B.
Oh, there was that one.
Have you ever had a worse introduction? I do apologize.
I think it sets expectations pretty well.
Yeah, there are definitely worse introductions I've had at fucking King Gong. But on Bobbie's team tonight, we are joined by the handsomest of lads, Andrew Marsh and Tony Wright. Hello, and on Tom's team, we have Scotland's leading asexual comedian, ELIOTT Simpson, and probably the most qualified queer we've ever had on this show. It's Cerys Bradley.
Hello. You say you couldn't make a joke of that situation, but we did hear this week about a guy who rescued 200 dogs and therefore didn't have enough space on the plane for any of his human members of staff.
Fuck.
And if that's not a joke, it is.
I completely forgot about that. Okay, pretend let's did that instead. But welcome, thank you all for coming on the show. Start off with our team captains. Let's start off with Tom and Andrew. It's been a while we've had Andrew on the show. How are you both doing today?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Good, yeah, all right, apart from everything. I've actually separated you.
Apart from gestures vaguely.
Gestures vaguely, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so thank you very much for coming on the show. Sorry for putting you on different teams, but I just wanted to. Now, you've been running some gigs since lockdown was eased. You've got Valhalla of Decadence. Tell us a bit about that.
I talked too much on the show, Andrew. I'll let you do it.
Andrew, do it, yeah.
Valhalla of Decadence is our comedy night. There we go.
So glad I let you do it.
No, it's every Wednesday. Come down, watch the comedy.
Where is it?
Usually it's a place in Leeds called Santiago's, and then occasionally we have a special show at a different venue called Wharf Chambers.
And the next of the special shows is on September 22nd, and we've got
I could have told you I had that written down, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's all right. It was nice to see if I could remember. It's my show. We've got Eddie Hurst headlining with Umby Winters, Maxine Wade, and the Lovely Boys.
The Lovely Boys. That's a fantastic lineup. Absolutely go get down to that if you are in Leeds. And if you're not, just pretend you're there. You'll have a good time. And you also, for those of you who don't know, which is probably, I mean, I think most of you probably know, we have the same audiences. You also both do Social Distance Warriors every Thursday. I don't know if you need to say any more than that, but that's the thing you can watch.
Every Thursday we talk to bands and comedians and artists, and it's dead good. We're really good at it. You should definitely come and watch it.
Yeah, we only talk about physically eating shit when ELIOTT Simpson's on the show for some reason. I don't quite know why that is. That was a 20-minute conversation on Thursday.
Yeah, which then came back half an hour later. We're just like, anyway, we don't go into our final game, and ELIOTT just went and says, "No, I've got a question about the poo again." I
had to know.
Well, okay. Well, you can check that on Social Distance Warriors YouTube channel, I imagine, as well. But Lee, let's chat with ELIOTT now. Thank you both for joining. ELIOTT, how are you doing?
I'm all right. It's been talking about eating shit mostly with Tom, so that's what I've been up to.
So, I mean, the same as throughout lockdown, really. Nothing's changed, really.
Not particularly. I'm trying to do a cookery book about curly whirly carbonara.
Fantastic. 10 minutes ago, I asked if you wanted me to bring that up, and you said no, but then you just brought it up anyway. Love it.
I've changed my mind now. I'm a maverick. Because I'm like, it's what I've done to me, Johnny. I'm zany now. I'm a zany, edgy comedian. I know what I'm going to do next.
Edgy at Simpson we've got here. Now you...
Edgy, yeah, I thought Last Jedi was just mediocre. Whoa!
Oh, fucking hell. Right, okay. Someone's getting cancelled on the show, and it's not me. So you also running gigs. I can't remember if you said they're live or not yet, but do tell us about the lovely gigs that you run.
Yes, it's sort of back now. I run the Diversity Quota Comedy Night in Glasgow, which is our diversity-themed comedy nights. We always try to get in a varied bill of different comedians from also different backgrounds in every single show. And to prove that, that I'm a woke comedian, I do actually make sure I have at least one token straight white male actor on each show. Because, to be fair, they deserve a fair shot. They've had a hard on them. So I allow at least just one, so I get slightly less death threats than usual. But yes, that's every month in Glasgow at the Gilchrist Postgraduate Club's lovely little cafe. There's tea and cake, and you get a wholesome section of nice comedians. It's all good fun. It's all very wholesome. So if you're in Glasgow, come along. Why not?
Absolutely, yeah. I will definitely be going to check that out next time I'm in Glasgow, which will probably be when you eventually book me. That was not passive aggressive. You.
I literally tried to book you last week, John. I sent you a text asking you to come on.
I know, but it's funny to make it seem like I'm bitter about turning down your very lovely offer. But I will be there eventually, and I will be telling you all, no doubt, when I'm there. So thank you very much for joining the show, Elliot. We've also got our other team captain, Bobbie Jones. How are you doing today, Bobbie?
I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic. Yeah, I'm doing good. I am half a can into a Strongbow Dark Fruit, so the evening's really getting started. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I bought this because my little corner shop, I don't know if this is universal, but they've stopped doing the little plastic can holders. It's all cardboard now, which is better for the environment and the animals that, they get cut on the thing, which is sweet. Yeah, it's just that was all it took me to buy alcohol. It was like, I'm helping the environment. So
you're being dark and fruity for the environment.
I am being dark and fruity for the environment, absolutely. Now, Bobbie is a wonderful comedian who has a couple of gigs coming up. One of them actually...
I'm all right. I'm middling. I'm I'm like 6.5 out of 10 on a good day. On a bad day, I'm a -5. So good average, though.
So yeah. It's about an average of 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
So if you want to see comedy that's better than no comedy at all, you can see Bobbie a couple places. Tell us about your upcoming gigs.
If you want to see comedy that's better than silence,
You're on fucking fire with the intros, Johnny.
Bobbie started that one. I was just going with it.
I just like going on myself because it's fun. Because I'm a woman in comedy. No one believes me when people say I'm funny. So if I lean into it and say that I'm not funny, maybe by me saying I'm not funny, it actually makes somebody laugh.
Exactly. Clever. But yeah, you've got one in Manchester coming up.
I'm doing Comedy Balloon in Manchester City Centre at a pub that I've forgotten the name of.
The Ape and Apple.
Yep.
That's the one. The AA. That's right. I'm doing that on Wednesday, and then I've agreed to compare a music weekender in Leeds that I need family-friendly material for, and I've tried to sit down and write family-friendly material, and I just try and integrate scissoring into everything that I write.
Just try and teach him the DK rap.
The thing is, I have been listening to the DK rap in the hopes that I can recite it as a spoken word piece. So I might just do that between every single music act, because no one's going to be listening to me anyway.
No, what music acts are on? Do you know, or is it a surprise?
It's like Leeds-based artists and stuff.
Just Leeds.
No, it's Slipknot on, Bobbie.
Just the city of Leeds.
That famous Leeds band, Slipknot. Yeah.
It's like Les Mis. Yeah, everyone's going to be singing.
Yeah, that's why Slipknot always play Ellen Road. Everyone.
Wonderful. So, you can go see Bobbie at them if you are in Manchester or Leeds. If you are not, I'm sure you can see them elsewhere in future, but we don't have that information now, so stop pressuring me, all right? Thank you very much for joining us, Bobbie. We're also joined once again by CERYS Bradley. I think a full year since you last did the show, so thank you for coming on, CERYS. How are you doing?
Yeah, it's kind of... We basically have to wait for those bank holiday Mondays for when I'm not volunteering and can
basically, Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was our August show last time. It was either August or September last time.
Yeah, because I think that I also did the gig the day that I travelled home from my mum's to celebrate her birthday.
Yeah, you did.
I'm here for the calendar glitches and no other time.
Absolutely. Well, we are very, very pleased to have landed on the calendar glitch so soon. So thank you for that. Now, you're also quite a good comedian, I believe. In fact, you've actually got a website, which is more than we can say for half of us.
And yet, I've never been invited to do Tom and Andrew's gig or Elliot's gig. So
what the fuck, Tom and Andrew and Elliot?
Wow.
You're not based in Leeds.
Glasgow.
We do not pay. We do not pay enough
work.
to justify it.
Great, the other thing is just a
You're quite welcome to.
Yeah, you are welcome to. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, can you do your booking admin after the show, please? Thanks.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Let's network now.
Yeah. Any comedians?
I've got the December free. You want to come on?
Come get the spreadsheet.
But I mean, even though you're not doing Valhalla of Decadence or Diversity Quota, you have got a comedy festival coming up. Why don't you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so I've got a new show, which is Sports Person. And I have to be very clear, it's not about enjoying sports. It is about the opposite. The number of people, despite the fact the photo is a photo of me looking like I genuinely couldn't enjoy the thing that I'm doing less. So many people have been like, oh, you've done this show, which is all about how much you enjoy sports. That's not what it is. It's the opposite of that. So if you want to come hear about all of my sporting failures and also get some tasty sweets all the way through the show, it's a work in progress show. So I'm doing it at Aberystwyth Comedy Festival, October the 2nd, but also if anyone's Mansfield based, I'm doing it as part of One Conversation, which is a big disability festival happening in Mansfield the weekend of the 19th of September. So all of the artists there will be disabled performers. I think Lost Voice Guy is going to be there. Aaron Simmers is going to be there. Also, I will be there. You can come watch some comedy, but please come see my show and help me make it better so that it will actually be funny by the time it gets to Edinburgh. And in exchange for it not being funny now, everyone gets sweets at the end of the show.
Oh, fantastic. That's a good bargain. Why have I not thought of that? It's brilliant. So yeah, absolutely go check that out. So thank you very much for coming on the show. We will doubtless have you at our Blizzard live shows as well, which we have some exciting announcements about that coming up. So stay tuned, folks. But yeah, we'll doubtless get you on there soon as well. So in some capacity, ideally before Tom, Andrew, or Elliot give you a gig, just so I can be morally superior to them for like a week. So thank you. And last but not least, we've got the fabulous Tony Wright. Tony, how you doing?
Hi. Yeah, I'm okay, thank you, Johnny.
Good.
I had a few days where I forgot to take my antidepressants, and I started them again today. So I'm having a great day, but I've got no libido. But I'm having a great day.
Fantastic. Well, okay, yeah.
I'm also sharing too much.
I'd say, yeah. The section of the show where we all just phone has to be. You have to sit out of that one. But
I'll sit out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, me and
Elliot can do a commentary.
Show.
Yeah, absolutely. Karis and Elliot can do the commentary. So, I mean, that just leaves Andrew, me, and Bobbie. And no, yeah, fair. Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
we are in different cities, which is a slight problem, but I'm sure we'll work around it eventually.
We'll make a son, and Andrew can join us after.
Yeah, we'll do that. Sorry, this is not plugging your stuff at all, Tony. We're just talking about fucking.
Right.
We're just talking about fucking Andrew. Okay.
And that is exactly what I want plugging.
Exactly what you want plugging. Yeah, just like Andrew. It's the
Plug my ass, please.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, and while you're doing that, you might be able to listen to a certain podcast that may be debuting soon. Tell us a bit about that project, Mr. Wright.
Yes. So myself and the amazing Tony Basnett have been developing a podcast all about cults because we realised that the true crime market is massive and everyone loves it, but there's not really anything out there that's like kind of fun about cults. So that's why we're doing that. Basically, Tony Basnett spends days and days researching and preparing this podcast about the cult, and then I just turn up and rip it to shreds.
That sounds fantastic. Do you have any dates for when that's going to be live, or like, do you know where? Is there a website or somewhere it's going to be live? Do you know, or is it still very much in the...
We don't have a date when we're going to release these yet, but we do have socials set up with little bits of like information and random facts and things coming through. So if you follow at Cult Comedy Pod on Insta and Twitter, then you can see some pretty cool things.
Fab. I've not actually got those links, so I will share them later on. But yeah, wonderful. Absolutely go check that out. So that's the teams. Let's crack on with the show. So our first game is 1,000 words, where we'll be showing 1,000 words. Saying 1,000 words isn't catchy. It's 1,000 words. Ignore that. We will be correct, but doesn't sound as good. We're going to be showing our panelists an artist impression of some news stories from the past month from the wonderful resident artist, Izzy P. And the teams have to guess what the news story is. So, Sam, can we have the first picture, please? Okay, yep. What do you think's going on here?
It's a new TikTok dance, isn't it?
In order to cope with social distancing, sports days have started introducing the one-legged race.
It's fairly tasteless during Paralympic season, Tom.
I don't follow sport. I didn't know it was that time of year. Is that what this is?
No.
This is Italy winning again another sport.
I mean,
they won all the sports this year, including the gay sports.
Yeah.
They won Eurovision. They won the football. They won the 4x100 meter, which I think this is. They won the 1x100 meter. They won all the things.
They did win all the things. Thank you very much, Keris. I'm gonna, yes.
Come see my show, Sports Person, for other excellent descriptions of sports.
Okay, so you've got the points for that, but for the sake of anyone else who's prepared gags for that, do feel free to go ahead.
I mean,
Streets of Rage 4 Olympic Overdrive.
It does look very Streets of Rage, yeah.
This looks like a sequel to The Waterboy, where Bobby Boucher joins another predominantly black sport.
Oh, fuck.
I thought you were talking about me then for a second, and I was like, oh no, I don't do sport. That's okay.
You were convinced for a second, though. You're like, yeah, wait, no, hang on. No,
This isn't the most exciting bit of this race. The most exciting bit of this race is where Japan nearly, but doesn't quite fuck up the baton handing over, if anyone saw this.
Oh, no, I missed that, no.
Two runners tried to hand the baton over, which is something, Tom, that happens in a relay. You've got to carry a stick the whole time. And they nearly dropped it, and it flew all over the place, and it hit the guy in the face, and then he still caught it. And then obviously they didn't win.
Oh.
But you should watch the GIF. It's very
fantastic meme, though.
Sport is hard, isn't it? Sport's very hard.
Well, that's why
sport is hard. The Olympics is difficult. Andrew Marsh.
Yeah, in the relay, you've got to be able to use your hands and your feet. If you're just doing the 1x100 meters, it's all legs. Yeah.
If you're posh, can you just keep the stick up your ass?
Or Andrew Marsh.
Posh or
Andrew Marsh. I thought for the picture, I thought it was just the International Laxative Endurance Test.
You see, I thought it was the 100-meter hopscotch.
I thought it was a contest for the shortest pool noodle.
It's like an image where, do you know, at a family party where everyone's chilling, and then all you hear is, "This is something new, the Casper Slide Part 2."
I thought it was Birdemic 2, Attack of the Invisible Pigeons.
They're all racing for some tubby custard. That's why they're running so fast.
I mean, I don't know enough about the Olympics to say that's wrong.
This isn't even the Olympics. This is the crowd killing championships.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, well, Keris already got that answer, so that's points to Tom's team.
I didn't get to do my joke.
Oh, go on, Bobbie, please do your joke. Sorry.
Oh, it's probably not going to be funny now. I was going to say, inspired by David Bowie in The Labyrinth, the Olympics introduced a biggest bulge category.
Brilliant. Right, okay, Sam, can we have our next picture, please, for the teams to guess in like 2 seconds and ruin the whole point of this being a comedy show?
Put myself on mute.
POV, you are the Edward Colston statue.
Oh, goodness, I thought Naked Attraction has lost its budget.
So I do know what this is, and I would like everyone to admire my restraint for not telling you what this is. This is my joke. This is not the actual answer. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a symbolism of all cyclists' relief when they realised that they were still able to use the Marble Arch cycleway down to Hyde Park. It's a niche joke, I know. There's going to be one person in your audience.
It's fine. Kirsty will find that really funny.
I think that's my school after the football goes over the fence.
It's like the WWE has announced the only women and children Hell in a Cell match in Saudi Arabia.
Fucking hell.
Also opening the world's largest egg slice.
Alcatraz Dodo dancers deemed a failure.
According to my girlfriend's mum, it's fine. That's how she would describe that picture. It's fine. That's what she said. Again, I'm not telling you what the answer is, but I have written all my jokes based on everyone already knowing what the answer is.
Oh, we might be here for a while.
All these people trying to run away from the giant bottle opener that's behind them.
Well, surely its latest exhibit in the Museum of Dead Decor, vertical blinds.
Right, okay, because it's probably killing Karis, I will let them say the exact answer, and then they can do their jokes so that everyone will get them.
It's the shitty mound, isn't it?
It is the shitty mound, absolutely, word for word. Yep, that's great. The Marble Arch mound, that's right. Okay, did you have any jokes that will make more sense now people know that?
So my girlfriend's mum went up it and she said it's fine. You should only go up it in August because you don't have to pay for it. So you've got one more day to go see the world's worst tourist attraction. There should be a joke somewhere. I'm sorry, I don't know why you've given me the floor. Clearly, I have nothing. There's a joke in it. One of the people who was behind making it was like, we reached a point where we couldn't not build the mound. So it was a very high stakes pile of shit. I feel bad though. That's quite a London. Are people laughing about this outside of London? People outside of London know what it is.
The mound is also coincidentally what I call my mons pubis. So.
Bobby.
Oh, fuck's sake, Bobbie. You get
Robert Jones.
I'm so excited to discover someone else who has a nickname for their mother's pubis. I thought I was the only one.
Why would you ever need to be fertile?
My own. I've got a chubby vagina. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the joke. That's the joke.
Well,
it's not meant to be, is it? But there it is.
Well, I always called my mother's pubis Anita Bush.
What's your mum's name?
Helen.
Oh.
Anita Bush sounds like a Blue Peter presenter.
I read
a war criminal.
I read an article in a teen magazine in the early noughties that said that there's no such thing as a wrong vagina. So if
mine's wrong.
No. According to this,
honestly, it's done that many tests and it never gets any answers right.
Are you trying all your family-friendly material here, Bobbie? Is that what's happening?
I'm getting it all out my system.
I think it would be really important and very empowering to the young girls of Leeds if you went on stage and talked about having a chubby pubis called the mound. Then they might walk away feeling just that little bit more confident in their malformed lower parts. I think you should do it for the children of Leeds.
Yeah. Roy Chubby Pubis.
They'll be glad that I moved.
And they're Roy Chubby Mounds.
Oh, fuck off, Tom. You're getting
It's good, but I don't like
that, but fuck off. This is the infamous Marble Arch Mound, drawing a keen crowd to see just how bad it is in person. Intended to bring shoppers back to the West End, the hill has become a financial and a political disaster. So they've named it Sir Keir Starmer. And also, the earlier picture was a story about Italy beating Great Britain to the men's 4x100 metres relay gold world relay at the line by exactly 0.01 seconds. To put that into perspective, that's about the length of time the average viewer spends on our stream. So at the end of that round, Tom's team have 8 points and Bobbie's team have 3. Don't get carried away though, Tom. That is purely because Keris actually pays attention to the news.
Yes, I know, but Keris is on my team, so that works.
I'm not here for the jokes. I'm here to get a pat on the head telling me that I got the answers right.
You did. It does seem like we arranged this specifically because you're doing a show on sports, but no, this was entirely coincidental. This was not rigged at all, officer. So our next round is propaganda. This round involves teams taking on the roles of different editors of different news publications, and they'll be fed news stories to rework in their own style. So we've got Bobbie, who is now the editor for The Sun, Tom, who is the editor of Alpaca magazine, that he's thrilled about. Andrew is the editor for Rolling Stone, because his nickname is the Rolling Stone. Keris is the editor for The Guardian. Tony is the editor for Weatherspoon News. And Elliot is the editor for DC Comics magazine, that for some reason now talk about directly talk about current events. All superhero comics are satirical in one way or another, but try telling any MCU fans that. Get your politics out of my film about superheroes and corrupt capitalists. Anyway. Sorry for another time. So your first headline is Rihanna is now officially a billionaire.
Woman makes millions selling sexy lingerie. See now on page 3.
Hashtag girl boss. Oh no, wait. Are we supposed to be celebrating girl boss now? Maybe we don't like Rihanna. Quick, what has she done wrong? Does she support the trans people? Boo! Girl bosses are ruining the world.
Here's a bunch of pictures of alpacas holding umbrellas.
Despite now being a billionaire, Batman will still not go down on Rihanna because heroes don't do that.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that one. Any more for that? Okay, next one. Turkish influencer prosecuted for photos at Amsterdam Sex Museum.
Here's a bunch of pictures of alpacas wearing bikinis.
Turkish influencer prosecuted for photos of Batman definitely not going down on Rihanna because heroes don't do that.
Here's our guide on how to be sex positive whilst also secretly being misogynistic and anti-sex worker.
Roxanne turned on the red light. Turkish influencer stopped in his tracks.
Brown EU member punished, rightly, for explicit imagery in Amsterdam. Also, pints of gardener's piles, now £1.85.
The contraband photos taken at Sex Museum. See now on page 3.
I've given you a very easy job here, Bobbie, haven't I?
Look, you give me the newspaper with the tits. What do you expect me to do? I'm a queer woman with urges, okay? This is what I laugh about.
Okay, any more for that? Okay, CNN, next one. CNN fires 3 employees for coming to work unvaccinated.
Here's a bunch of pictures of alpacas not wearing masks. That one was actually quite easy to do.
We flipped a coin at the beginning of the pandemic and decided we were on the side of vaccinations, so we are outraged by this decision of these 3 employees.
Sources say, I don't know why we hired Hansen in the first place.
Batman goes down hard on unvaccinated criminals, but not in that way because heroes don't do that.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Yeah, we've already
very niche magazine.
Oh, there's like 4 more of these, so be prepared for the same joke 4 times.
Is it CNN fires unvaccinated heroes?
I love how you said, is it, as if there is an actual headline.
It isn't the one I just, yeah.
Johnny's like checking them all off.
It hasn't been written yet, but it will be.
No, that's next round,
the sun's getting real self-conscious.
Okay, next one. Pride in London parade cancelled for 2nd year.
More
Here's a
space
bunch
for
of pictures of alpacas in leather harnesses.
Football riots.
You all talked at once then. Bobbie, you go first.
I made a joke about football riots because.
Okay, Tom?
I just say, here's a bunch of pictures of alpacas in leather harnesses and dodo shorts.
And Keris, do you have something for that?
We've just discovered that Pride in London is racist, and now we're going to make you, our readers, feel bad for not knowing this longer than we have for 5 whole seconds.
Gay ale trail postponed until further notice to compensate free spotted dick with all full English purchases.
Not the Gale Trail.
Trail.
I think I know where I'm going with this. Pride Parade cancels. That Batman can't go down anyone because heroes don't do that.
I had one, but I forgot it because I've got pulling lights and pulling pints and pulling lads stuck in my head now.
Okay, next. Oh, go on.
I was going to say, is that a song?
No, it should be though.
It should be a song.
I'm pulling pints and I'm pulling lads.
Why is it a Nickelback song?
Okay, next one. Anti-vax nightclub owner dies of COVID.
Absolute legend dies by mysterious circumstances.
We flipped a coin at the beginning of the pandemic and decided that we were pro-vaccination, and so we think this person got exactly what they deserved.
Here's a bunch of pictures of some alpacas using their weird giant tongues to lick cocaine keys.
Oh. If you drew that picture, I'd give you bonus points.
Get your pencils, Tom. Oh god, he actually is.
Okay, any more for that?
A good one passes away from complications.
Sorry, Tony, say that one again.
Sorry, Tony.
So, a good honest man passes away from complications. Further information not obtained.
Okay, next one. Batman.
We all have to be really quiet for this one to give Elliot the floor, I think.
Oh, yeah, we will. Okay, Batman's sidekick Robin comes out as LGBTQ in new comic.
Right. Here we go. Despite coming out as queer, Batman will still not go down on Robin because he is a child.
Robin comes out as LGBTQ on page 6. Page 7 is interviews with new bands Bears Shit in the Woods and the Pope is Catholic.
Here's a list of our favourite LGBTQs. Llamas and goat butts, totally cute. Although there is still debate as to whether the A stands for ally or alpaca.
How you can complain that Batman's sidekick Robin coming out as LGBTQ is problematic so that you can still seem the wokest at the party.
I've realised that I don't know what alpacas look like.
It's a goat.
That's a hyena.
It is definitely a hyena.
So there it is. It's got his big old tongue, and that's a key with a big old mound of cocaine on it. I don't have a bonus point, please.
I'll give you a bonus point for effort.
You're not got any paper in your house?
Not nearby.
Okay, any more for that?
Is it the bloody gays are robbing all of our straight boys?
Right, Tony, what was that?
Man in spandex comes out as gay. First Tom Daly, and now this. It's nothing sacred.
We're taking Freddie Mercury next. Okay, last one. Limp Bizkit cancel tour because of COVID concerns.
Limp Bizkit.
Biscuit.
Wow, Elliot, you go first.
Limp Bizkit announced for Dark Knight's rap rock comic, where Batman will go down on their chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water.
Stop rolling, an investigation into Limp Bizkit's cancelled tour.
Limp Bizkit cancelled their tour for no reason at all. Everything's fine.
Now that Limp Bizkit have cancelled their tour, why not take a look around with this list of alpacas wearing stupid backwards caps?
I would love to see that photo.
Hold on, I'll find one. I'll send it to you. Don't worry, I got your back, baby.
Any more?
Cancelled tour. They're a band, apparently. We wouldn't know because we never play music in our pubs.
Apologies to all our international viewers who have no idea what Wetherspoons is, but also I'm envious of you. Okay, any more? Okay, at the end of that round, Tom's team are on 28 points and Bobbie's team are on 18 points. Hey, we are now going to have a quick break. We're still going to be here, but we are going to allow our panelists to go for a piss, not in bottles, which means we're already better than the people at Twitch. They're owned by Amazon, if you didn't get that. Never mind. Just seems like a good point to remind you all that this is an entirely a pay what you want show. We run entirely on crowdfunding and donations. So if you do like what you're seeing, also thank you Hotstorm Productions for the sub. You can subscribe to us on Twitch. Or
I don't want you to ever say thank you to Tom Short for subbing.
Thank you Tom Short for subbing.
No.
You can also support us via Patreon and also a PayPal link, which I will put in the chat now. Please do that if you are able to, because that allows us to pay the panelists and where people should be paid. So yeah, please do that if you are able to, and if you're not, just shout about how great we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Blizzard Comedy, so get more people to come and watch us who may have more money. So let's get the.
Tell your rich friends. Don't tell your poor friends.
No, I mean let them know as well, but guilt trip your rich friends into giving us money.
Yeah.
Are we under the impression that our audience has rich friends?
Some of them might do.
I know the Monopoly Man, if that helps.
Right, yep. Patreon and PayPal.
Oh no, that was just me in a top hat.
Oh shit, was it? Oh.
Also, Safi has redeemed hydrate, so I'm going to drink some water. If you have water, please do drink it. It's very important to stay hydrated.
Is that
You've got the redemption on your Twitch at the minute, Johnny, which is still act like a right-wing person, because that would be really, really...
I do not have that for this show, no, and yeah, that's on my personal Twitch, not this one. I've got hydrate, AMA, bonus points challenge, retcon a decision, which I will ignore if one of the panelists does it, and then as usual, highlight my message and all that stuff. So if you've got,
have you done any personal twitching recently, Johnny? I mean, online, not just twitching.
No, not for a little while. I haven't really bothered setting it up.
Yeah, I felt like I hadn't seen you do anything.
No, I've not. But I've been focusing on Blizzard stuff with. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we've got our live show coming back soon. It'll be on. I think we've announced the date now. It's the 4th of October. Joined by at least 4 of the people on this stream. The ticket link is not live yet, but if you do subscribe to our Patreon for as little as £2 a month, you will get the ticket link before anyone else. And we are running the venue at reduced capacity. In order to circumvent COVID dangers. So if you would like to get tickets for that, they are free to book. But if you subscribe to our Patreon, you do get them. You do get to see them before anyone else. So yeah, that's a good reason to subscribe to the Patreon. Thank you for bringing that up. What have we got in the chat? What the fuck? Wait, I feel like I missed a lot in the chat. Well, just after the naked lady in the bath sold the puzzle and got a new sword. What is going on?
It's The Shining.
Naked lady in the bath. Yeah, is that The Shining or The Shinning?
You can tell first being point. You can do this influence in Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
No TV, no beer makes Homer something go crazy. Don't mind.
Oh, lovely. We are way ahead of time. I've just realised.
It's because we were just so slick with those jokes.
No, you absolutely were. It's great.
And not because I was like, what? Why would we mess around saying funny things when we could just say the right answer?
How many people are watching, Johnny?
We have 13, which is fewer than usual, but I imagine that's probably because it's a bank holiday Pride weekend and
everyone's getting smashed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god,
I feel like everyone's hungover. Yeah,
I was in town for Pride weekend on a stag do, and it was apocalyptic. It was like the world is not COVID safe anymore. That's the thing I learned at Pride.
Yeah. I went to 2 nightclubs on Friday night. I had a fantastic time, but the COVID anxiety now.
It was the most like fascinating cross section of people because you had Pride. This was on Saturday, so you had Pride. You had City winning 5-0, and you had Rocky Horror Show and playing live in town.
No, it's the goths, the jocks, and the gays.
Yeah. Oh, it was like High School Musical. I loved it.
What was that?
That's just the friendship group at the end of Mean Girls, I think.
Yeah, one of our dad do left so we could learn lacrosse.
My first Pride was it was when Euros was on that summer. And so we watched the parade and then trying to find somewhere to continue drinking in London, because all of the pubs were showing the football and there were all of these football people settled in. And then suddenly it was like an invasion of Pride people coming in, who were very wary of the fact that the football was still happening. And then the people sat there didn't want to be joined by all the Pride people. It was a very tense affair. But we were very drunk, so we were oblivious to the atmosphere.
The first Pride I went to, I managed to get off with a girl in a pub garden, and that's still my coolest moment of all time. The actual moment of it was cool.
This is a less wholesome story, but on my first ever gig when I was 16, a 40-year-old man tried to snog me. That was...
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So that's wholesome. Yeah.
Change in tone for the conversation.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving because of that. I'm going to get more gin.
That's fine.
Unrelated.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to get another cider as well, actually. But yeah, we are ahead of time. We'll resume the actual games at past. So
I'll go for a really long way then.
Yeah, treat yourself. Have a good one. Get it all out.
For the week. Yeah.
Oh, is it just going to be me and Elliot holding the fort?
Kiss.
No.
If Tom will have me.
No, I'm sorry.
How was the pun off for you, Tom?
It was good fun, actually. I was pleasantly surprised because I don't really do puns, but I like puns. Because my partner Kat is a pun comedian, so I'm constantly surrounded by them, and I just think I've kind of picked up the ability to do them by osmosis or something. But I won one round. That was nice. That's all I really want. And one of them had all the mates in, so
it's always the case. Yeah,
always the case. But no, it was good fun. It was nice. I like writing and doing puns because I kind of see them as the purest form of joke telling.
Oh yeah.
It's just like you can in stand-up I prefer to use jokes as punctuation and put them at the end of sentences, but in terms of just writing them purely, it's just fuck it, this is just joke writing and it's fun. I'm never going to use any of these again.
I think falling over is the purest form of comedy, isn't it?
Only if it's on a banana peel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or a kick up the arse.
And there's an end in death.
No, but it's funny. That's that Gen Z humor. If man falls over on banana peel, breaks neck, dies, bleeds out.
Amanda falls over a lot. She didn't fall over any of those things, to be fair. Just
that's a BuzzFeed article waiting to happen. Just 10 years. Here's our 10 favorite friends. Miranda fell over.
Ego.
Top 7 meals on Friday night dinner. Actually, I would read that.
You're getting called out in the chat, Tom, for ignoring people in the chat.
I'm not ignoring people. I never have to chat up. It makes me anxious. Well, okay, that is actually the definition of ignoring people.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'll have a look. It might not load up. Oh no, that's social distance.
I'm not ignoring people. I just choose not to recognize that they exist.
No, it's just there's always someone to tell you what's being said in the comments, and I prefer it that way because it's just. No, it's fine. Just don't like it. Yeah, no, I can't read any of these. But I'm in the chat now, so say hi, I suppose.
You don't ignore people, you just despise them.
I don't despise them. It's just, it's too much to focus on high-budget comedy. I'm here. You could have just said hi to me, Sam. You could have just said hi. There, we don't need this.
What have I missed?
No one says hi to me in here. Oh, there we go. Hi, Tom. I hope your mum is well. She is. She's on holiday at the moment. I don't know
Hi,
where,
Tom.
but I think she's having a lovely time.
Is that from your dad?
Who's is this Sam or
No,
Kirsty?
Dad's with her. It's fine. Mum does go on holiday a lot, though. Right alone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Where she? I have no idea, Tom. No idea where she's done. It's in the camper with my dad. That's all I know. I'm
That's
catching
not alone
on
if she's
Thursday and
in
Friday.
the camper with your dad.
Yeah. I don't. I try not to ask too many questions. My mum talks a lot, so this is going to be the one she watches now. Fucking hell.
We just dropped down to 12 viewers.
Yeah, I just get a very angry text. Does she do much music these days? She teaches freelance in primary schools and some high schools. She does that, like going in and they play the keyboard and she teaches them the keyboard and recorder and stuff, which is why I have like 2 or 3 recorders in this place. Because she's your own recorders would be funny for your show. And I'm like, Andrew will kill me, but okay.
Pop punk on recorders. No, I'd watch that.
Oh yeah, but does she do music? Yes, she still does lead soprano stuff, and I think she's doing the Gilbert and Sullivan Festival in a couple of months.
Oh, also, I said this off before we were live, but I've got a green screen, hence this thing, but it's not wide enough for the camera, and I foolishly painted my nails green. So now it just
Oh no!
Now I just don't have fingertips.
This is some opportunity to have fun. Can you put videos on that green screen? Can we have like a dinosaur attack?
I would be able to, but I'm not going to because it would involve you sending me a video file.
If I was to Photoshop you coming out of Nigel Farage like the alien of John Hurt.
Yeah, if you can do it before the end of the show and send it to me, I will think about putting it on.
No, it's not worth it if you're only going to think about it. You should like paint your entire body green and get different.
I did. Well, I considered just buying like a bright green bra and then just having see-through tits. I thought that'd be really fun.
Oh.
Are we?
Actually, I wonder if
just to clarify,
yeah, no, my tattoos.
Tom's team, we're 2 points up, right?
More than that.
More than that.
Hey,
10 points up.
Smashing us into the ground at the minute.
Yeah, 90% because Keris actually
Yeah, we are.
to the news.
there you go. Just repeat the same Batman joke over and over again. It's how you win.
Just checking. I think it's important that we all play to our strengths, Elliot.
That's what I do best.
Elliot has one joke, and Keris has great general knowledge.
And Keris has knowledge.
I don't think my team has ever won a Blizzard. I think
can't
last
remember.
time became the closest where we tied.
Yeah.
But my team's never won, and I'm just
I don't think I've ever lost.
secondary school.
Actually, I don't remember what happened last time.
I can't remember. I could check. Okay,
I don't remember what happened yesterday.
We've got 5 minutes. I'll go and check.
This is the first episode, right? This is the first time we've ever done this. I am going to make a swift brew. Have fun.
Thanks.
A Swift brew.
Swift brew.
A brew inspired by Jonathan Swift.
I wasn't sure if you're going to go Jonathan or Taylor. They're both equally influential.
I did an English literature degree, so I have to talk about Jonathan Swift and the fact that he wrote. What did he write? Was it Gulliver's Travels? I don't know why I went really high pitched there. Gulliver's Travels.
Well, if it's Jonathan, then it'll be close to a cup of Joe. Oh, no, it's Joseph, isn't it? Shit, it doesn't work. Fuck. got my names mixed up.
I am loading the scores from episode 4 on the 31st of August 2020 now. It's spending a lot of time buffering, so it doesn't want me to know.
You wrote Gulliver's Travels. There we go. That
presumably
came in handy.
Presumably, if Tom was in the countryside, he'd be having a swallow brew rather than a swift brew. Very niche pun for the bird lovers in the chat. Swifts in the city, swallows in the.
Our brains must be very different because I thought you were making like an oral sex joke. And you were actually...
I thought that as I said it, I thought, is this ruder than I intended?
Nice bullet pun for all the nice tits out there.
Hardwired for rudeness, to be honest. So, yeah.
Okay, Tom's team won the last show you were on. CERYS was 17-9, and you were on Tom's team. So yeah, you did win the last one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Good. I'm glad that my image of myself
was correct.
Backed up by actual facts.
Yep. I seem to recall you. Yeah, you again had all the general knowledge, and Eddie Hurst, who was your other teammate, pretended to be Gavin Williamson, and it was really funny. So that's what
no
happened.
pressure, Elliot.
I mean, there was no reason for you to pretend to be. He was playing Gavin Williamson in the Great Debate. There wasn't. He didn't just decide to do it. He did it really.
Oh, I think I was a Brexiteer. I think when I was on last time, I can't remember.
You were a boomer. I don't know if you were.
I was a boomer,
but you probably were. My lipstick is smudged.
There is no Great Debate today, is there?
No. We've got the Fringe. Yep. Which sneak peek for what's coming later, everyone in the chat.
I'm quite relieved at that because improvisation isn't my strong suit, but writing is. So I'm feeling better about that.
Comedy isn't my strong suit, so I have no idea why I'm here.
I don't know why I keep getting booked.
Just for all the tit jokes, us.
Yeah. And I'm plugging your partner's earring business as well. So
yeah. They're looking really good. Yep. The Average Bear on Facebook. Go follow that if you want some earrings like that, or just other nonsense ones. Yeah, they do make very good earrings.
Can I do a plug? Can I do a plug for a jewelry?
Yeah, sure. I was going to ask if you still had your pronoun badges going. I don't know if that's what you were going to plug, but.
It was not, but if people, it is still available on Etsy. If you go to,
I've got some of your pronoun badges. I've just realised, CERYS. I came to see
oh my goodness! I'm meeting in real life.
Yeah, I'll go and get them. So yeah,
do that.
Customer. That's so exciting.
Yeah, we will start when everyone's back. So, but yeah, feel free to go. We're still 15 minutes ahead of schedule, so if you need to go get anything, go do that. To do a Mexican wave. Mexican wage. That what? Yeah. Sorry. Repeat. Bobbie seems to do a Mexican wave because why not? Okay, I will redeem that when they are back. I haven't decided how many bonus points that will be worth, but I guess free as there's 3 of you. So if you manage to not fuck it up, that seems fair.
Yeah, that's quite a big caveat.
Yeah, it is.
Need to establish an order.
CERYS Kirsty loves your niche jokes.
Someone has to.
Yeah, I feel like they are purpose written for Kirsty a lot of the time.
My friend, and I feel like this is the right audience for this. My friend has a new jewelry shop on Etsy called Annie's Despair, and she has started making her own
name.
Yes. She started making her own resin-based jewelry during lockdown. So if you want to get a resin coronavirus, or you want to get if you're like worried about social distancing, if you want to get a resin necklace that says fuck off, she can sort you out for both. But she's on Etsy at Annie's Despair, and it's all
Fab. Can you put the link in the Zoom chat, and then I'll pop it in Twitch, because I don't think Twitch will let you put links in the chat unless you're mods.
Okay. It's never too early to start looking for Christmas presents.
It never is. Annie's Despair. Wonderful. Okay, that is in the chat now. Go and check that out. Oh,
Don't
thank you.
get like a commission or anything if anyone was worried.
On the stream, it like cuts off after like halfway through the URL, so it just says etsy.com/UK/shush.
That's the name of my Etsy shop. Just like,
right.
The
we're back.
only badge I could find was this is definitely your badge, isn't it, CERYS?
Oh yeah, that's from one of my gigs.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of your.
I have houses on it, but I don't know where that
Fuck
one's
it. Okay, now for the show and tell round.
I had this no money in the bank briefcase badge.
Oh, that is really
From
cute.
CERYS.
Actually, no fair. Yeah, you can do that.
That's awesome.
Speaking of which, we actually have our own merch store where you can get badges of my face. So,
Oh really? Where from? Where from?
blizzardcomedy.bigcartel.com. Link is in the Twitch. There's only a couple of my face badges left, but there's also loads of Blizzard badges, which I would show off, but I don't have on me. It's just this tattoo, but on a badge and without hair on it. It's also not got any of my skin on it.
I would love that if you made Sam hand blue.
Just have your arm.
just,
Chop it off.
You just have my arm, yeah.
Pinning a full
Top
shoulder.
patrons can get that, yeah. What was that, Tony?
Just pinning a full shoulder on you.
If I buy one of those
So it
badges,
slaps about when you turn around suddenly and it just slaps you in the face.
if I buy one of those badges, I want you to shave and I want you to take the arm hair and I want you to glue them on by hand onto the badge so that it's like the real thing. And
Yeah,
then
I mean, I already shave it, but next time I need to shave my arms, I will bear that in mind. I'm sure we've got some glue. I can do that. This is very normal behavior during a pandemic. Can I just have some of your body hair, please? Sure. Why not? Anyway, we're all back. Let's carry on with the show.
Let's carry on with a comedy.
Yeah, we'll do that. Despite all that, we are still like
Right.
What do you mean
still
carry
like
on
10
with?
minutes ahead of schedule, so that's fine. Right. Our next round is Fake News Detectives. Our teams will be fact-checking 3 headlines. I am going to be providing them, 2 of which are legitimate news stories, 1 of which is completely made up. So we're going to start with Bobbie's team. Bobbie, your 3 headlines are: Parrot found at Waterloo Station won't stop Rick-rolling passengers. Jacob Rees-Mogg takes Latin test live on air and fails spectacularly. And Nintendo World suspends ride as giant Goomba statues nearly squash guests.
I would just like to say, at this point, can we do our Mexican wave for some points, John?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Safi has redeemed a bonus points challenge. So Bobbie's team gets bonus points if you can pull off a Mexican wave. I don't mind what order you do it in. So can feel it.
I'll start because I'm the captain, apparently. Okay,
Yeah.
right.
So for
Right,
it to
lad.
work on stream, it will have to be Bobbie, Andrew, Tony.
Okay.
Okay,
Do
3,
that.
2, 1.
Woo!
Oh,
Brilliant, wonderful. Okay, 3 bonus points to you. That is.
oh, yeah. If I knew it was that easy, I would have put my arms up before.
How many points do we get if we do like the YMCA dance?
Unless someone redeems it, none. And by someone, I mean someone who is not in the stream.
Okay.
So you could probably just bribe Kirsty to put it in there for you. It's fine. This is a very corrupt show now.
Illusion used to be so pure.
Right, yeah, headlines. Bobby C, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like the last one is definitely false because there's too much poetry to the fact that in a Mario game you were always squashing a Goomba. For a Goomba to then squash something in turn, it seems too ironic. I don't think that's
I want
true.
to believe it though, because it's amazing.
It's like the Goombas are getting their own back finally after decades of
How do you like it, eh?
Yeah.
That's exactly the accent they have as well.
So that's new to me. I mean, so a parrot Rick-rolling passengers.
Yeah.
It's who's taught it that song?
Presumably Rick Astley. I don't know.
Astley himself.
Yeah, probably.
I just don't know why a parrot is doing jokes from like 10 years ago.
Might be an old
A lot
parrot.
of people.
Being a human,
I'm sure you know people that.
as well.
Yeah. And also, I'm sure you know lots of people that do jokes from 10 years ago, Tony. No, I do.
Yeah, no, he knows
But
you.
this parrot isn't a headline in the Comedy Store. I don't.
Well, maybe it should be.
Yeah, this parrot's gonna get a paid 20. Yeah.
Yeah. Can replace all of Andrew Lawrence's lost gigs. The parrot Rick-rolling you for an hour. It'd be a much better show, probably.
So, but what specific lyrics are is the parrot repeating? Is it the chorus "Never Gonna Give You Up," or is it the "We're No Strangers to Love"? You know the
I
rules
hope
and
it's
stuff.
that because it's just a nice little. You don't want it to go straight to the chorus, do you? If you imagine you're on the tube or whatever, and then you can just hear this kind of faint "We're no strangers to love." Like, you turn your head at that. You have a little look to see who it is. It's just someone on your shoulder.
That would brighten up my day if I was on the tube.
Love that.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't chew on my shoulder, because that wouldn't be very nice.
I'd be fine if it did, as long as it was singing to me.
You would encourage it to.
I wouldn't encourage it to, but I'd be fine with it. Right? I'd be like, this is a minor inconvenience for a wonderful moment in my life.
I mean,
I'm not just like the one way this moment will be better is if this parrot shits on me. I'm not that weird.
I mean, Johnny, if you're going to have your arm chopped off soon anyway, you're not going to...
Don't even need to clean it. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, bird shit, no worries. Get the chainsaw. Oh.
Adds to the badge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do we know that this is a bird and like not former world snooker champion John Parrott? we should probably check that. We need to fact check that.
To clarify, I've not read any of these articles, so I cannot give you more information on them that's not in the headlines.
Right.
What was the third one that we haven't discussed?
Nintendo World suspends Riders Giant Gumba. Statues needed to squash guests, and the second one is Jacob Rees-Mogg takes Latin test live on air and fails spectacularly.
I'd like to believe that the second one is true. Just
Yeah. It's a very Tory
Fuck
thing
that
to
guy.
do.
yeah.
Yep.
But maybe that's why it's not true, because it's so believable. That we're like, yeah, that one's the safe bet.
But then Johnny is notorious for swapping around one small fact, so maybe it's actually
maybe it was actually Jacob Rees-Mogg at Waterloo Station Rick-rolling passengers.
I was going to
Gave up a long time ago. What are you on about?
Maybe it was Jacob Rees-Mogg that fell on guests at Nintendo World.
Okay, what answer are you going to go for?
What do you think, El Capitano?
Yeah.
I don't think the third one is true. I hope that the second one is true.
So you're going for Nintendo World?
I'm happy with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo. You are incorrect. That one was true. It is the parrot at Waterloo Station that was fake, sadly. But yes, Jacob Rees-Mogg did fail a Latin test live on air, which is unsurprising. It's unsurprising that he isn't good with language, considering he named one of his own children Sixtus, which that's not a name. That's the answer to the question. Hey, Sean Connery, what decade were the Beatles from again? And yep, Nintendo World has suspended a ride as a giant Goomba statue nearly squashed guests. Finally, revenge on all the times we've squashed them for the last 40 years.
That's fantastic. I love that.
Yep, wonderful. Okay, so moving on to Tom's team. Tom, your three headlines are: teacher struck off for doing pupils' GCSE artwork for them, ice cream van banned from the street for playing loud ska, and Cradle of Filth confirm Ed Sheeran collaboration.
Oh, damn it.
It's definitely not the first one, because art teachers are bastards and they don't give you any help when you're trying to do your art GCSE, because you're not one of the cool kids, and that's why you don't do very well in it. And you find out afterwards that you did do a piece that they said that they then say, oh, why didn't you submit this for your coursework? It would have been really good. And then you're like, why didn't you tell me this when I was putting together my art GCSE coursework? That is your whole job as my teacher. And then you don't get a very good grade.
Starting to sense that you might have a bias.
I'm so annoyed we didn't get the last round's questions because like I actually wrote one of those articles because I work for a gaming magazine and I actually wrote an article about the Nintendo World thing happening. Like, I wrote an article about that, so I knew it was true.
Well,
Sure.
what a shame! What a shame you weren't writing any articles about Cradle of Filth.
I will say I am of the impression that the ice cream van banned from the street for playing Loud Star isn't true because I can't imagine a world where I wouldn't know about this if it was.
The problem that I have with that one is that the word loud in that sentence is clearly redundant.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have some quiet Star.
No, all ska is too loud.
Oh, it's not.
Tom, can you give us an example of quiet ska? I'd love to hear some. No.
Terrifying.
ASM Scar.
I meant the genre. I didn't mean the Lion King character. I meant the genre.
In a day or two.
That's not Scar. That's Aha.
Yeah, no, but Real Big Fish did it, and it was a
Scar. Scar.
Is Real Big Fish? I mean, if Real Big Fish is the only ska band that you can name, it's also the only ska band that I can name. So that's not saying very.
The only ska band I can name. I'm very Jake Peralta. It's Star is my life. It's obnoxious.
I think it's the third one.
You think the third one is fake?
Oh wait, is only one of them fake?
Yeah, only one of them is fake. Yeah.
Pay attention, Keris. I think it's the first one. I think the first one is fake.
I think the first one's fake. No, I think the third one's true as well. Because
it's tricky. I do wonder about ice cream bands. Like, are they like required by law? They have to like just play the jingle. They're not allowed to like play actual licensed music. Is that why it's an issue? It might have been banned because of that.
Absolutely. Well, but that could be why it was banned.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think it might be true.
But I do love the idea of like just an ice cream van rolling down in cul-de-sac with "Fuck the Police" blare.
I like the idea of an ice cream van going down the street with a parrot on top of it, singing Rick Astley. So I actually think because of that reason, because it might be banned, not because it's loud, it's banned because it's licensed music, it may be banned for that reason. So I think that could be true. And I don't know, Cradle of Filth and Ed Sheeran, I want it to be true. That's why I think it might be false. Because usually with this game, what I want it to be true is the false one. I think
he's done lots of weird, because he collaborated with Stormzy. I think he collaborates with everyone. I think that's his thing. And if he doesn't collaborate with people, he does get sued for stealing their music. So I think that one is true.
I'd love to see Danny Filth giving a lawsuit to like an Ed Sheeran
in full makeup. Full makeup.
That's why it's a red herring, because he collaborates with everybody. It's a really easy choice.
Okay, I think what we're trying to do now is to get into the mind of Johnny.
Yeah,
is the second one true but actually false in a technicality?
If the third one was true, Johnny would have posted a sassy status about it.
That's true. For that reason alone, I'm convinced now it's the first one.
So you think the teacher's the fake one?
Based on that logic, we think that the third one is the fake one.
I think.
You think the third one's the fake one?
Like, because it's also like it's a really this isn't jokes, but it's a very, very difficult time to be a teacher at the moment. They are very overstretched, and there have been issues with kids getting in their work and it affecting the teachers because they're kind of like marked to the target of their grades. So the first one's depressingly likely.
I think it is plausible, given that there is an A-level scandal and that people not getting the results they want to get. It could be that teachers are being kind of pressured to do.
This is not. Where are your jokes? Stop. I also feel for the plight of teachers, but
all right, you're the one who was answering what the pitches were in 2 seconds.
Yes, you've either got efficiency or you've got jokes. I can't.
I did the jokes.
Deal with flow.
I did the jokes, and then I did the solemn bit. It's like an Edinburgh show.
So
it is 8:45. It's around that time we should be solemn. Yeah.
Guys, just support the teachers and don't be dicks. All right. Anyway, here's a story about my penis.
So there's quite a lot of writing on this, because I think they got the answer right and then also got
they got it wrong.
Okay, I definitely was paying attention in the last 5 minutes, I promise.
I think Cradle of Filth is fake personally, but I'm happy to go with you guys.
You don't believe in Cradle of Filth?
I don't
They're
believe
not real. So you're going for Cradle of Filth?
I believe
Right.
that every time you say Danny Phil doesn't exist, a 15-year-old doll dies somewhere.
Okay, let's go for the third one then.
Cool. You are incorrect. It was the ice cream van that was fake.
Yeah.
So all that, yep. Yeah, teacher was struck off for doing people's GCSE artwork for them, which is not ideal. But Gavin Williams still got his job after he just decided A-level grades by pulling him out of a hat. So what can you do? And yeah, Cradle of Filth, I have confirmed a collaboration with Ed Sheeran. Personally, I'm looking forward to such tracks as fuck, I fucked up. Personally, I'm looking forward to such tracks as From the Lego House to Enslave, The Shape of Yours Immortally, and everyone's favourite, Nymph Edamine. Appeals to anyone who...
I hate that so much.
A few people who know Cradle of Filth songs. And also, Andrew Taylor was put in the chat to tell the actual story of the parrot the one was based on. So, yeah, this one was, it was actually a parrot found at Waterloo Station that wouldn't keep repeating the train announcements when it was adopted. So, when it was returned to a human family, and now it just keeps doing the tube announcements, the bong noise, and telling them to keep left. Which, I mean, I'd like a parrot in my house that just keeps reminding me to keep left. But I don't need it, but I appreciate the encouragement.
I'd send it to my nan's house so she can finally learn.
Okay, so at the end of that round, there have been no movements apart from the bonus points. So Tom's team are on 28 and Bobbie's team are on 21. So our next round is This Just In, our one improv round of the show. We've all been looking forward to this one. And so this one, the teams will be taking forward to taking the roles of news anchors who will be given the first sentence of a breaking news story before losing signal, having to try their best to guess on what happens next. The way this will work is we'll do it team by team, person by person. So we're going to start with Bobbie's team. We're going to go in the order Bobbie, Tony, Andrew. So your first line is... Oh, I haven't actually picked this one. Okay. At his rally in Alabama on Saturday night, Donald Trump heard the unusual sound of booing and jeering.
He hasn't heard that since he last had sex with his wife.
He was called... Fuck, what's his wife called? Ivana Trump.
That's the first one.
That's his daughter, I think.
It's only just occurred to me that his daughter's name is an Austin Powers joke.
Ivana Trump.
Is it Ivan?
Ivanka.
Ivanka, thank you, Tony. Whose name is Ivanka? Over to you, Tony.
These names are the best to hear in your dialect.
Oh. Was that your line, Tony? Is it back to Bobbie now?
Yeah.
I've got a different dialect. I'm from the West Midlands, so Ivanka.
Well, that's very nice. We don't need to know what you do in your personal time, Bobbie.
How has this already devolved into a carry-on routine?
Okay, I'm going to stop that one there. Oh, wait, was someone going to say something?
Was it
and
my
then
line
Donald said, "Oh, matron."
And they all lived happily ever after. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Tom's team next. Okay, Tom, your first line is... Oh, yeah, I should pick an order, shouldn't I? We'll go Tom, then Karis, then Elliot. Your first line is... Anti-vaccine protesters occupied the headquarters of ITV News and Channel 4.
They did not, however, occupy the offices of Sky News because they're already on their side.
Or BBC, because they couldn't find the officers. Is that a very outdated joke? Sorry, I don't really remember.
I got it, but I do live and work in Salford, so yeah, I got it.
They were very happy to be arrested because by being against being locked down, they wanted to be locked up.
of course, the real issue at hand isn't the unvaccinated masses running through the streets. It is, in fact,
fun fact.
Oh, is that it? All right. Fun fact, we should all avoid anti-vaxxers like the plague.
just like they've been avoiding needles like a Jehovah's Witness. I don't know.
Okay, I'll put you out your misery there.
Thank you. Now back to Johnny with the weather.
Okay, you no longer get any points that
It's
round.
been like I've not done that joke for like 5 months. It's like, and I'm not gonna do it again for 5 more.
No, you're not going to lose all your points. Okay, I'm going to give Bobbie's team 4 points for that, and Tom's team 3 points. So Bobbie's team are now on 25, and Tom's team are on 31.
Yeah,
now it's time for
losing.
everyone's favourite round. I think I've not done any research into this, but I'm just going to say it's your favourite round. So fucking get on board. It is Dickhead of the Month. So in this round, each panelist gets to nominate a person, place, thing, or concept for the title of Dickhead of the Month, and whoever makes the best argument will have their nomination awarded. They'll have 1 minute to make their cases uninterrupted, and then I will be deciding. So let's start with Tony. Tony, you start with your Dickhead of the Month first. Who is your Dickhead of the Month?
Well, this is already a tough sell because by nature these are very popular beings, but I'm going to have to nominate my own dog.
Okay, take it away.
Right. So I literally just a second ago had to leave because he's having an absolute meltdown at the window. Because apparently the window to pets is like TV, and he can't control his own emotions and was screaming. But for the most part, he's just a very ignorant person anyway. We were very kind. We were very loving, and we brought him into our home, and he does nothing but ignore me every day. He likes the other people that we live with, but he doesn't seem to like me very much. Maybe because I bitch about him on Twitch. But of all the love and attention I give him, like we could be left alone, right? We could be me and him in the house, and he'd be kicking up a fuss of like, I'm so alone. Why did they leave me? I'm so upset. And then I'll be like, what's okay? It's okay, buddy. I'm here. And he'll look at me and go, why am I so alone? Why am I with this man? And I just think if we could, if he gets elected as Dickhead of the Month, he might change his attitude a little bit.
Wonderful, that's your time.
Thanks.
Yeah, very convincing sell, actually. I don't know if I was with you at first, but you've justified your position quite well. So thank you for that. Okay, Andrew, who's your Dickhead of the Month?
Well, this happened 14 years ago, but I think about it every month since then.
Okay.
It just ties into the teacher that got struck off for the hour thing, GCSE hour thing. My friend's dad wrote his dissertation for him, which is cheating. So that alone should make him Dickhead of the Month. What you should all consider, what you should also consider, is that in doing so, he failed his degree. So surely that makes him more of a Dickhead of the Month. So, I mean, it's 2007, you know, but like I say, I do think about that a lot. So yeah, my friend's dad, Dickhead of the Month for every month since May 2007.
Wonderful. You've got 20 seconds left. I can end it there if you're done.
I told the witch doctor that I'm in love with you.
Okay,
I
that's
told
fine.
the witch doctor that I want to do for you, and he said, ting tang, blah blah boom gang.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, Elliot, we'll have you next. Who's your Dickhead of the Month?
Oh, I'm not going to use the full minute. It's very short and to the point, this. I'm going to nominate Kevin Feige.
Okay, go on.
But I mean, it seems pretty simple. Purely it's because his decision to include Jamie Foxx's Electro in the new Spider-Man No Way Home film means that now, in order to understand what's happening in the new film, I'd watch all the sodding Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films. That's it. That's
it.
Oh,
yeah.
no, but I love those ones. I really like the one where he's going after lasagna.
Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, lovely. Keris, we'll have you next. Who's your dickhead of the month?
So I was going to do my niece, but I feel like you can only have one child or pet. And Tony got in there with the dog. So I won't talk about my niece, who is actually, I did already feel bad about that. She's wonderful. I met her for the first time on Friday. She's 4 months old. She can see color. She can hold her head up. She's actually a glorious human being, and she's definitely not a dickhead. And I feel bad for even like thinking it. I thought it would be funny, but Hallie, it wasn't worth it. I'm sorry. I love you so much. So my actual dickhead of the day, genuinely, she has the largest cheeks of any human being known to man. She constantly looks like a hamster that's like storing food for winter. It's the most adorable thing in the world. So my actual dickhead of the day is Pen Farthing, who I mentioned at the beginning is this guy who rescued a bunch of animals from Afghanistan and didn't bring any people back with him. So he's a former Royal Marine, which I think already makes him a dickhead. But when he retired from the Marines in like the beginning of 2000 or something like that, he went to Afghanistan. And of all the things that we have destroyed in that country, the thing that he wanted to fix was the number of animals that were stray. So he set up a charity to look after stray cats and dogs and donkeys in Afghanistan. And then obviously with all the things that have been going on recently with trying to evacuate as many people as possible, he rescued about 140 dogs and 60 cats. He did not rescue any of his staff. The BBC says that he campaigned to have his staff and their families evacuated, but I don't believe that because none of them came home with him. And not only that, but like the Defence Secretary is pissed off because when they were trying to coordinate off the organisation to get everyone out, as many people out as possible, there was then this random guy being like, can you help me rescue my cat? So they had to spend actual time and resources helping this guy rescue his cats. And I do like animals, but I do think that the people who are now going to be murdered maybe should have been brought out of Afghanistan before a bunch of cats, which as far as I am aware, like there's nothing in like nothing about the Taliban does not have an agenda against cats. They're not going to force the cats to wear burqas or stop them from going to university or stop them from having jobs, but they are going to do that to the women that were his staff, and now they have to live there when he could have brought them back on his plane that was big enough for 200 animals but not big enough for any humans. So I think he's my dickhead month.
Yeah, absolutely. You went way over a minute there, but it felt rude to interrupt such a...
Sorry. Turns out I really have feelings about this man that I've never met.
That's fine. Well, to be fair, you spent 45 seconds just saying how great your niece was, and I was like, is this your dickhead of the month? And you're like, no, my real dickhead. Oh, fair enough. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, no, really good point. Absolutely. That's, I'm sure Tony Wright would agree that they just like fuck the dogs, leave them there. They're not important.
Oh, don't fuck them.
No, don't do that. No, we're not. What's his face from Blink-182? I know his name, but I just don't want to piss you off with it if I say what's his face.
Shane Dawson. Oh no, that's the YouTuber.
Shane Dawson from Blink-182. Yep. Okay, Bobbie, who's your dickhead of the month?
Right, so my dickhead of the month is actually lateral flow tests.
Okay.
It's quite serious actually because it hasn't been put online anywhere about this, but inside a lateral flow test there's actually a complex mixture of stem cells which, when combined with your saliva, can actually grow into a fully grown clone of yourself. And I did 3 this morning because I was feeling a bit rough and started to panic. And they all came back negative, but they also all came back as fully identical versions of me. And there's just not enough space for us because we're all a size 18 each. So that's effectively one large size 72 woman in a small house share bedroom. And they keep trying to convince me that they are the real human beings and I'm the clone, but I have to remind them that human beings don't have a control line on their forehead. And 3 of them on my bed right now, one of them is playing video games. One of them is having a wank, and the third one's crying her eyes out because that's all I ever do. And they're really getting on my nerves. So it's effectively 3 dickheads of the month.
And they're all you.
They're all me in different guises.
Wonderful. So sorry about that. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking dickhead / will flow test. And finally, Tom, who is your dickhead of the month?
Well, my dickhead of the month was going to be the concept of perkers, but Keris has put my mind at ease now. So, my dickhead of the month is Pride, specifically Manchester Pride. Just to deal with this straight up, I am a very proud queer person. I think Pride is important.
What?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, not proud of myself, but proud of the fact that I've got something but proud of the fact that I've got something interesting about me, Just like, oh, thank God. I mean, I'm already cis white male. It's like, got to have something in there. But no, my issue is the way that Manchester Pride operates, or MCR Pride, as it's known, My Chemical Romance Pride. And it's basically like, I have worked on the gay village. I have been a part of that community for as long as I've been in Manchester, really. And I have to pay, and apparently I have to pay £22.50 to interact in the street because the gay village after party is all of that. And it's paying £22.50 to go and watch a couple of twinks vomit on each other, like in the bar pot basement, which you wouldn't do anyway. It's like, it's just, who's paying £22.50 to stay up till 9 a.m. in Void? It's like nothing good happens in Void. I once sucked a man off in an alley in broad fucking daylight because of that place.
Okay, your time's up before we hear any more of that.
No, carry on. Give him another hour.
Oh no, this story. It was Halloween and it was a mime, and I thought I was being subtle, but I went back into Void and apparently just kind of like had all my mime makeup except for just like an imprint of some balls on my chin.
Oh God!
You gave someone oral sex as a mime.
That's how proud I am.
You have to be quiet the whole time. Did you actually perform the act, Tom, or did you just mime it?
Well, I tried to, but I was behind a glass glory hole. I had to find my way.
For God's sake.
Jerking off like that.
A silent finish.
Oh, God, fucking hell. We definitely should have content warned that. That's... right, I'm just working out the scores now, so bear with me. That's a very close one, actually. I think I'm going to give full points to Bobbie just because I can't imagine living with 3 different versions of myself. That would be exhausting.
I am going to kill them.
Well, that's fine. Okay, you don't get the points. No, you do.
I've got BPD. I already live with 3 versions of myself.
I'm gonna put Tom in second as fuck Manchester Pride. Absolutely.
So it's in August. What? Like, that's your joke. I'm not saying that. I've just realized where that from. That's
really queer community is fine. Yeah. I'm gonna put Tony in 3rd place just because for the balls of just slagging off his dog on stream. I appreciate that. Then I'm gonna put Keris because I think he probably is technically dickhead of the month. But per the rules of the game, you overran a lot and it wasn't particularly fun. Which is fine. It shouldn't be funny.
If you want this to be a comedy show, don't ask questions with like objectively true answers.
That's the issue with this comedy. Too much truth.
Can't say anything these days.
I'm gonna put ELIOTT next and Andrew in last place because his dickhead was dickhead of the month in 2007. So I feel like that should probably lose some points. Okay, let me work out the scores. Let's chat amongst yourselves momentarily.
Tom, when you were talking about twinks vomiting on Canal Street, I actually experienced that on Friday. I went out with my housemates, and on the way out, my housemate just started projectile vomiting in Canal Street everywhere, but nobody paid any attention because a very violent fight then broke out.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were gonna pop down. We were gonna at least try to see how hectic it was, but like we'd heard reports of scraps breaking out pretty much all night.
Yeah, well, this is Friday. Well, technically Saturday morning at like 4:00.
Oh, we were Saturday night.
Kicked out, and yeah, my housemate was just projectile vomiting. Then there was a fight that broke out just behind us.
It's always I always used to hate working Pride when I worked on the street, but it's just a really nice time. Basically, it's a bunch of straight people coming down and ruining it for everybody. Like, it's just like, it's like, well, we know that you're proud of your sexuality and all that, but we just really want to get pissed and see Youngblood.
Right, I have done the scores if you want to know. So at the end of that round, I'm giving Bobbie's team 11 points and Tom's team 10 points. So Bobbie's team are on 36. Tom's team is still in the lead with 41, but it is closing rapidly. So we're going to have another break now before our last two rounds. So just another reminder, if you are enjoying the show, you can support us in a number of ways. Financially, you can subscribe to us on Twitch. You can also subscribe to us on Patreon for as little as £2 a month. And you can also do one-time donations in PayPal. All the links are in the chat, and they're also in the bit below. It's not description below, but yeah, in the panels below the stream, there's also a lot of useful links to that kind of thing. So let's get the chat up and have a look at what
also,
the fuck.
If you want to adopt a clone of me, just drop me a...
That can be a Patreon reward. We'll just, we've got 3 clones of Bob.
Big, dumb and stupid. No thoughts, head empty.
You're going to start trafficking yourself, Bobbie. That's probably not a good idea.
They're not real, though, are they? They're of little lateral flow tests.
Wait, hang on.
Not like me.
You shattered the illusion there, Bobbie.
The plus side is, if you spit on one of them, they'll immediately tell you if you've got COVID or not.
That's good.
Okay, just sort of Fishface60's comment in responsible to CERYS' Dickhead of the Month, saying plus all the animals brought back are going to be Geronimo the Alpaca. That's probably not even wrong. Like, what else have we got in the chat?
In hindsight, I should have chosen the Goomba Tower as my Dickhead of the Month because it literally was a tower of dicks.
Yeah, they are dickheads. Literally,
really badly killed someone.
On Social Distance Warriors, Kirsty had to read a story about Tom wanking off into some beans, and yet this is more disturbing even than that. Yeah, I remember proofreading that story for the author. That was certainly something.
Baked beans.
Baked beans, yeah.
Mind you, if anything's coming out of Tom, it's going to be baked, isn't it?
Oh, I'm so sad he wasn't here to hear that. Fishface60 says living with one other version of yourself is fine. Can recommend if you've got the space. He's a twin for context. Probably that Victoria says, hell no, I have the highest admiration for anyone who can put up with one of me. I mean, I've not tried putting up with more than one of you.
That didn't actually happen. I was doing a bit.
Wait, what? Oh, you lied to us.
Mine's
a comedy show. Oh, brilliant.
I'm sorry, so... Bobbie wins with a lie and I lose with the truth.
You lose, you came fourth.
Yeah.
I didn't even medal.
You didn't medal, no. No, you did not. Thank you for clarifying baked beans, Kirsty.
I wrote that bit about the lateral flow test because I've got so much health anxiety at the minute that actually taking a lateral flow test can just drive me to a panic attack right away because I will convince myself there's a line there, even when there isn't.
I feel
when you watch it filling it looks like it's making a line as it goes past it. It's really disconcerting.
I feel the same way about lateral flow tests as I do about pregnancy tests. Like, I have no reason for it to believe that it will be positive, like unless it is a miracle.
Yeah. And
I haven't been visited by any angels. Like, there's no way that it's going to come positive. But if I were to do one, I would be convinced. Yeah. I was going to say with the lateral flow test, it's the same anxiety.
Yeah, well, I did have a false positive about a month ago, and it freaked the fuck out of me. I was fine. I didn't have it, but I did get
a baby.
Yeah, I got a false little baby. Yeah, didn't like it. But still, I still take them because it is important too, but I'm just an anxious piece of crap at the minute. So
at least with the lateral flow tests, the anxiety can't check. Like, so the reason why I've taken one pregnancy test in my life, and the reason why I thought I was pregnant was because I was so stressed because of the way that I was being treated by a gay man that I had not had sex with, that it stopped my periods, and that convinced me that I was pregnant. So at least anxiety can't give you COVID symptoms.
Yeah,
that's confidently, but now I'm thinking that maybe that's actually not true.
It might be true.
Yeah, I mean, I've been experiencing a lot of tiredness due to my mental health, but that can also be a COVID symptom. So it's kind of like, am I mentally ill or have I picked up this respiratory disease? Anyway, that's
I'm going to go get another drink. We will resume at 20 past. So back in a moment.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a wee as well. I don't know why I always have to tell people the nature of the toilet visit, but yeah, I'm just going to go to the toilet.
Tony, you are so still on camera that I thought you had I thought you'd turned your camera off and that was your pose. And then you blinked and I...
I'm a very static man, just across the board. I don't really have many emotions on display. So it doesn't really help for Zoom because it just...
Everyone thinks you're buffering.
Yeah, I make everyone panic about their internet connection. That's what... Oh. Come here, buddy. I need to say sorry to you in front of everyone. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
Hello, you dickhead.
Right.
How have you been anyway, Tony? I've not seen you for a bit.
I'm okay.
How's the wrestling?
The wrestling's fun. I've not really been properly for the last couple of weeks just because I've had a lot on, but I've been doing it regularly. It's getting there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the videos. Have you had do you know if you're going to be having a match anytime soon? I know you're taking bumps with Future Shot now.
Well, yeah, that was a thing. That was the first bump on the show. Shall we, Lucy? Maybe next year, because December will mark 2 years of training.
That seems right.
But then there's only 2 Future Shock shows left, so I don't feel like it's time yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, next year hopefully. It's exciting. It's the hardest bit is the cardio. I feel I can do the moves, I just can't breathe. Yeah.
No, it's every time I'm always just every time my knee starts feeling even slightly better, I'm just I can do that now, and then it relapses. I'm like, nope. I'll just be a manager for someone. If you need a manager, Tony. Yeah,
you should still come and pop down anyway. Nice to get you involved in the at the school. If you come down and get to know people and just work with us there.
Yeah, I'd love to do that actually.
Yeah,
we'll chat afterwards.
Brucey,
and how are you, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I look much drunker than I am, but that's just because my eyeliner's uneven. Just look really out of his nose.
Bruce.
Staring at myself, yeah.
I didn't mean those words I said.
He did. He hates you.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. He's just...
Look at him. Look, he never looks at me. This is what I mean.
Oh, fucking racist dog.
I know.
All right,
it's weird because he's black. He's the only black Chinese dog in the world, you know that?
I mean, I've not done any research on it, but
he's the only black Chinese dog from Denton. That's
fucking brilliant.
One of a kind.
Contact Guinness.
I put this on the No Money in the Bank Twitter, and I'm just curious of everyone's views. Really, what are the best sitcom theme tunes? I'm very much Team Red Dwarf.
Do you mean theme tunes written specifically for the sitcom, not the ones that have licensed other songs?
I'd say either. I think either that use. But if it's a licensed song that's been used for it, it has to be that 30 seconds that is used in it. You can't.
No, you can't do the whole song. Yeah. I
always like the Misfits theme tune, but that was more comedy drama.
I really like the Misfits theme tune. We're talking about best sitcom themes, Andrew.
Honestly, it's not the best musical piece, and it's really short. But I really like the little sting they introduced The Good Place with.
Yes.
I think it really sets up the show. Yeah.
Kat says this a lot. The U.S. Office is a banger.
Yeah.
Red Dwarf, as you said, is probably one of the best.
Yeah, Red Dwarf is
really good.
Great. Like for the first few series, they've got that really, really
dramatic,
slow, ominous one, and it used to really.
It's really good, yeah.
That's the weirdest thing about Red Dwarf was always that it was obviously shot for absolutely fuck all in a BBC soundstage, but the miniatures were always incredible. Like the actual panning miniature shots of Red Dwarf that they
were amazing, yeah.
Incredible.
Honestly,
well written as well.
Yeah.
I love Red Dwarf. Not the later series as much, but
I've not seen any of the newer days.
I don't mind some of the new. Back to Earth isn't great, but then they did a full season.
I didn't even hate Back to Earth. It's far from my favorite, but there were some moments in it. But yeah, no, I think the production of the first series of Red Dwarf holds up better than the acting in the first series of Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
It is
you
good.
can tell that Chris Barry and Craig Charles fucking hate.
They fucking hate each other.
They hate each other.
That's why they only share a dorm in the first season, because they basically just refuse to be on set alone together. They get on now, but it took ages. Chris Barry hated him.
Yeah.
How come?
To be fair,
there's two really different sensibilities of comedy and different backgrounds.
Yeah, which is why they work as a dynamic.
Yeah.
Oh, the best sitcom dynamics always need each other. Steptoe and Son were the same. And that's one of the best sitcoms ever written, but they despised each other.
No, in the credits to the first couple of seasons of Red Dwarf, and it's that exterior shot of the ship. And there's someone cleaning the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone told me that's supposed to be Lister.
Yeah, I always assumed that was Lister.
I never assumed that until someone suggested.
That would make sense, especially that he's meant to be the only living being on the apart from Cat.
Yeah, because it's not going to be Cat, is it?
Cat's not going to be cleaning.
Danny John Jules is a gift that we never.
He is. He is a very gorgeous man as well. He's aged incredibly well.
I was in love with him when I was a kid, and also Danny John Jules. He did occasionally read out some stories on CBeebies.
Yes. Yeah. Well, usually round about the time they were trying to plug Maid Marian.
Yeah,
that's a good theme tune.
That is a good theme tune, actually, and also the Pancake Day song alone is wonderful.
What's the Pancake Day song?
Never seen the Pancake Day song.
Is it
just Danny John Jules just flipping pancakes, going on about how good pancakes are?
Okay, I will look. I'll look that on YouTube.
I'll send it you later, man. It's well done.
Okay, thanks.
Right, FYI for the acts, I've put the order in the Zoom chat.
Oh,
so you're aware, because I realized I didn't actually tell you that ahead of time, so sorry about that. Yep, we'll be starting that soon.
So I don't run over again. Can I just check how long this one's supposed to be?
Maximum of 5 minutes, but I'm not going to be timing them as strictly.
Okay, so I can do a good minute of material about my niece.
Yeah, easily. Basically, 3 minutes is the average. If you do 1 or 5, that's also fine. But I'm not going to be timing it particularly. It's more just it's arbitrary. That's all it is. None of this matters.
All right, Clive Anderson.
Yeah.
I'm keeping track of the points in my heart. If we win, I'll feel so much better this week.
Yeah, if you can just do less than 45 minutes, that'd be great. Because otherwise we will be here for ages.
Fringe 50-minute show.
Yeah. There's nothing that I love more than turning out to a gig and in less time.
Did a gig once back in 2019 when live comedy was still alive. I did a gig for the Nomad Festival, which is this group of people who drive a tent around to random places and then they do a pop-up comedy festival. And I was told that me and another person had been booked to both do a half an hour work in progress from our upcoming Edinburgh shows, but we were going to be sharing an hour and it was going to be a work in progress kind of scratch night. And then I got there and the other comedian that they booked said to the booker that she had agreed that she was going to do the whole Edinburgh Fringe show, and she had work in the morning, so she wanted to go first, even though she had driven there from London. And so she did a full 50 minutes where she read the whole thing from her phone. And so she would like read a joke from her phone, look up at the audience, no, you don't like that one, read another joke from her phone, why don't you like that one, read another joke from her phone.
Wow, she sounds like a delight. Wow.
For like 50 minutes, and then she disappeared. Because she was driving and she wanted to go before me doing half an hour, and then I had to do my bit and then literally run so that I could get the last train home from this place, which is in genuinely the middle of nowhere. We were both going back to London. She didn't offer me a lift or anything like that. It was. Wow.
Well, I hope she's not doing particularly well nowadays, because that's really bad form, that is.
And
that
horrible,
was...
No, I will not.
And it was Tom B all along. No.
Everyone knows I don't drive.
Wonderful. Okay, we're all back. Let's crack on with the show. Our next round is 3-Minute Fringe, which, if you just heard that entire exchange, is an entirely arbitrary number. If you didn't manage to watch any Fringe shows, either online or at the Fringe this year, don't worry. We've brought the best news shows from the Fringe this year here, condensed to their best 3 or 5 or 1 minute. Some of these are already well-known comedy forces. Others are bringing their first ever show to the Fringe, so please be loving and supportive as we introduce our first act of the show. Please welcome the one Safe for Work creator on OnlyFans. Oh shit, Elliot, are you just doing it as yourself? I didn't check.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, there's Elliot Simpson with Shooting My Stream.
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming. Not like that. But thanks for being in my little OnlyFans club. I'm so pleased to see so many members. Put it away. I appreciate you watching. I'm a little bit nervous, it's the first time wearing a crop top on stream.
No punks.
It's been a great year. So many people tuning into my sessions where I watch a parsnip, my WAP sessions. My most popular videos when, I ate burgers and fries in my pool. Yeah, the stream where I get wet with 5 guys. You all enjoyed my putting balls in holes stream. I love a bit of golf. It does feel a bit weird being here. I'm a safe work creator, but I'm trying to make gags. I love OnlyFans. It was hard before. Being a safe for work creator, it's hard because I don't want any nudity, but I usually get paid an exposure. I never done this before, but I think I could get away with trying to make a cock gag. It's a bit of fun. I do feel bad for all the not safe for work creators being banned. It's just ridiculous. It's all a big fallacy. Most of them weren't even doing anything sexy, but I guess on the internet everything's an innuendo if you think about it hard enough. I do miss the sexy ones though. They had sex, so I didn't have to. But in their honor, I would like to try and show you all something that is not safe for work. I know it may be deleted before I can do it, but I want to honor my fallen hoes, bros. So for the first time ever, I'm going to show you on stream something that's not safe for work. Oh, look at that. How's he going to leverage the mind share like that? What's he doing? He can't diversify his assets like that. I can't do a PowerPoint like that. Silly. It's not safe at all, is it?
Is that Paddy McGuinness?
Thank you all for watching. Please keep watching my streams. I love just talking on camera, and in return you pay my mortgage. It's great. Well, this is Professor Brian Cox signing off.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Fucking brilliant. This is the quality you've missed from the Edinburgh Fringe this year if you didn't go. So make sure you fucking go next year. Next, we've got a man who's going to do things his way. Please welcome the wonderful Fred Durst.
Hello, it's me, Fred Durst. And welcome to my comedy hour. So, when I say rolling, you say rolling. Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Got to do me timer. Hold on, I'll start again. Right, all right, I'm Fred Durst. When I say rolling, you say rolling. Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Ooh. So yes, it's me, Fred Durst. I don't have much to do, but I am here to break stuff, such as the concept that we were actually going to be quite shitty about COVID. We've pleasantly surprised you all. And but you know, now because we've cancelled our tour, instead I'm just going to give you some time to know me. Dead first, Fred Durst. Does anyone have any questions for me? We'll do a little Q&A.
Where's your hat?
Marsh, any questions for me, Freddie D?
Where's your hat, Freddie D?
I lost it. I've changed my image so that people take photos about me and talk about me on the internet a lot. It fucking worked. Any more questions for FD in the bid table? Come on, we've got time to fill. Don't make me show you my chocolate starfish.
Oh.
Oh. You know what? Fun fact, I'll tell you a story, actually. When we wrote Chocolate Starfish, we didn't realise that it was actually how you say bumhole. We were just watching Harry Potter and coming up with fun things like what would they all eat on the train if they had SpongeBob SquarePants then. Anyway. Go on.
Did you really have a relationship with Britney Spears?
Well, it'd be rude to kiss and tell, but yes, I was toxic. Anyway, that's enough from me, Fred Durst. I'm a bit worried about COVID, and you all look COVID-y, so I'm now gonna pop off. Thank you for supporting live comedy, and always remember, keep rolling. 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 Oh. Goodbye.
Wonderful. Fred Durst, everyone. As good a comedian as he is a musician. That could be a compliment or an insult, however you view it. Now, next we have we have a work in progress show from the British comedy icon and definitely not cancelled rich white man, John Cleese, with his show Cancel Me. Oh God, please cancel me. Take it away.
Yes, thank you very much for coming to see my show. Before we get started, this is a show all about how nobody will let me do comedy anymore because I'm far too controversial. And at the top of the show, I just have to thank a couple of people for funding this show, including Arts Council England and the National Lottery funding. Without you, the show wouldn't be happening. But also it didn't nearly happen because people can't handle the truth. Because what you have to understand, as the wise comedian Phil Wang, you should check out his latest Netflix special, by the way. What the wise comedian Phil Wang recently said in an interview is that, so Phil Wang is a former head of Footlights, another Oxbridge graduate like me, and he actually was explaining very well that graduating from Oxbridge in comedy nowadays, well, it's a blessing, but it's also a curse. So that young Phil Wang, just on his own Netflix special, he was explaining that sometimes when people find out you've graduated from Oxbridge, they don't actually immediately want to give you your own BBC TV show and radio show and international tour. And I think that is absolutely ridiculous. You can't say whatever you want anymore in comedy. And I think that it's just this cancel culture is gone. So it's gone too far. Did you know that I had to apply to Arts Council England? I had to apply twice actually before they gave me enough funding to hire a private driver so that I could come to Edinburgh from London every single day. Can you believe that? Twice. They didn't think it was financially acceptable, but it's okay because they withdrew their funding from another show that they said that they would give to some kid who was doing some kind of comedy show about being a working class comedian. Whoever was, that's not even funny. We did that in the 70s. We've already done all the jokes that you can do about working class people, and they were way funnier because they were written by Oxbridge graduates. You're telling me that some kid from what, Durham University, some kind of poor university like that, can write jokes that the British masses actually want to laugh at? Absolutely ridiculous. The point is that I've been cancelled, and I think that's very unfair. And now someone's telling me that I have to. Can you hear them? Get off the stage, John. Can you hear that? They're trying to cancel me. I'm like, get off the stage, John. Are you hearing this? The audience right now, they're trying to cancel. Get off the stage, John. They're trying to cancel me in my own show. I'm going to have to go. And it's not because I've actually run out of jokes, because I only have 2 minutes of workable material that I'm only going to be able to stretch into a TV show by interviewing other people who somehow are more angry about get off the stage, John, than me. It's not fake. Actually, they are genuinely, they're here trying to cancel. They're pulling me. They're pulling me off the stage.
John, please, everyone. Wonderful. Now we are joined by everyone's favourite twink. It's Robin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I'm the world's most famous psychic. I'm like the David Baddiel of superheroes. Still not as pointless and vanilla as Hawkeye, though. You know what I mean? But come on, Marvel. Even in your movies, Hawkeye's played by the kind of actor that your nan has a calendar of that she got for Christmas. So plain. It's not the only thing I can really rag on Marvel movies about, because they seem to be doing a lot better than us. Not the first Robin. Not the first Robin. There's been many more Robins since before me. There's Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, the one in the corner watching you kiss her, and very niche joke there.
But very good.
If that reference made you sit and actively work out, remember what that is from, and have you say, yeah, I forgot about that. That's good. Then you know what it's like to be a Robin. Speaking of that song was actually about me watching Batman make out with Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy, what a girl! The girl is Poison Ivy. Did you know? I don't know what I'm doing. Poison Ivy. Did you know that her name, Poison Ivy, wasn't always that? Back in Roman times, she was called Poison 4. Is that time? I've got the worst costume. I've got the worst costume in all of vigilantism. I look like little Red Riding Hood if she joined the Scouts. Can't the good guys get good costumes? I mean, like the Nazis had fucking Hugo Boss. Like they sort us out. That bit needs working on. I'm bisexual now because my character needs something to do. I'm happy to be open and honest about who I am. But of course I'm bi. How can I not be? I'm literally around Batman and Catwoman all of the time. If I tell you that I have a fetish for leather, you're not gonna be surprised, are you? Although I know I'm more than just a psychic. Obviously, I was the leader of the Teen Titans, but my writer doesn't have a clue who or what they are, so I don't really have any material about that, so we just have to scoot on. But the sole purpose, I'll finish on this. You've been a great audience. The sole purpose of my job isn't just to fight crime. you know, I'm more than just an extra pair of hands. When I'm with Batman, I'm actually there as like a moral compass. You know, I look out for him and I make sure that he stays on the good side, so he doesn't stray away. Because you know that's what I'm there for. And that makes me think, if only they'd hired me to work with Keir Starmer. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've been Robin. Pay what you want.
Thank you very much, Robin. Wonderful. Next, his BMW was stolen earlier this month, but today it's him who will be stealing our hearts. It's Tom Cruise.
Hey guys, it's me, Tom Cruise. You've all heard of that film One Day? Well, this is the sequel, 2 Day, starring me, Tom Cruise. A day in the life of me, Tom Cruise. One day, when I came home from filming, I heard a funny noise. So I went out to the back lounge to find out if it was my ex-wife, Katie Holmes. Stood there was a man I now know as L. Ron Hubbard, yeah. He told me he'd come in a time machine. You wouldn't believe the things he'd seen. He said, I've been to the bloody year zero. And guess what? We're descended from aliens. And your great-great-great-grandfather, of course he's one too. Of course he's one too. He told me if I joined his religion, I'd see everything. So I did, and they gave me a weird medal and another one. He said, I've been to the bloody year zero. And guess what? We're descended from aliens. And your great-great-great-grandfather, of course, he's one too. I took a trip to the Scientology Center. Weird medals, they gave me multi-platinum. I didn't even have to show them the money, show them the money, show them the money, show them the money. But show me the money by making nice contribution to my bucket for my divorce proceedings, because, you know, there's going to be another one soon. Hey, thank you.
Wonderful. And finally, we at Blizzard are all about platforming marginalized groups and voices. So to top it off, we've got someone from possibly the most oppressed demographic on there in 2021. It's a landlady with her show, Landlady.
Hi guys. Oh, it's so fun to be performing at the Fringe. It's fantastic to be performing in a city where the accommodation is almost as expensive as my own properties. There's a lot of similarities between the Fringe and private landlords, ran by mostly middle-class people, expensive, and the lack of appreciation for people who actually use your services. I'm a proud landlady. I'm a bit drunk because also I'm spending money on all of that rent, you know. So I'm a proud landlady to 3 beautiful houses that each have 4 horrible tenants, 12 nails in my coffin, 12 blue tack marks on an otherwise unblemished wall. I mean, don't get me wrong, they pay their rent on time, they keep the property clean, and they report any issues, but why are those issues always my fault? At the minute in one of my properties, it's overrun by cockroaches, and I've told them, it's nothing to do with the fact that the house has more holes than Jesus after the crucifixion. It's the fact that they don't do their washing up in the kitchen downstairs. It's an old wives' tale, but there is truth to it, that if you don't do your washing up in the kitchen, a literal den of horrible insects will start thriving in the floors above. And don't get me started on deposits. One of my old tenants tried to sue me because I didn't pay the deposit into the deposit protection scheme, the DPS, and they lost 600 quid. And I'm not being funny. I'm a Liberal woman. I voted Labour under Tony Blair. £600 isn't even that much money. I come from a very big family and I have a lot of children now myself. I've been blessed to have a lot of children, and £600 is just a nice meal out in Mayfair. You know what I mean? It's not that much money. And so this tenant who tried to sue me, they started up a Twitter thread against me and my letting agency, and they actually joked about how the DPS doesn't stand for Deposit Protection Scheme. It actually stands for doesn't pay shit. I got so angry. Anyway, that's the end of my show, but I'll leave you with a line that I always say to my tenants when they're trying to leave their bedrooms. It's free to get in, but it's not free to get in. Okay. That's Landlady.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that was a really strong fucking... I mean, I'm going to have to give the points to Fred Durst, but that was a very close one. So at the end of that round, we've got Tom's team are on 56 points and Bobbie's team are on 42. But we're moving...
Thank you, Johnny.
If you'd done like 2 more roll-ins, I would have not put you first out for sheer
I know, it's hard to find the balance.
You did it perfect.
What a work in progress is where they just walked out.
Oh, wonderful. I love that we haven't not done that round before, and I really enjoyed that, so that's going to be an annual thing now. Love it. Okay, so next, final round, we've got everyone's favorite original comedy round to this show. It wouldn't be funny if these things happened. Unfortunately, they didn't. So if you could just pretend and come up with ideas. This round, we will be giving the panelists topics to riff on, and the funniest jokes win the most points. So there's everything to play for in this final round. Our first topic is lines cut from the new Mission Impossible.
Oh, wow. That mission really was impossible.
I knew the thing would come.
Mission... It's not worth it now. Mission Impossible, more like Mission Piece of Piss.
I knew the thing would come. We're going to team up with the CSI, the cool Scientology individuals.
What, your favourite sex position is missionary? Impossible.
Oh, it's a good thing we brought this naked mole rat. We never would have solved it without the naked mole rat.
Allowing Tom Cruise to do his own stunts is the most expensive midlife crisis on record.
Why would they say that in the Mission Impossible film?
It's in the director's commentary.
Which they cut from the director's commentary.
Oh no, yeah. It's in the original cut, which went out to test screenings but was very unpopular, where they actually played the director's commentary over the film in the theatrical cuts.
All right, Snyder. I've not even seen his cut. I have no idea if that was. I don't think it was a
it's 4 hours longer. It's 4 hours longer and would have been 1.5 hours if there wasn't so much slow motion. It's just a typical Snyder film.
Your next impossible mission, should you choose to accept it, is to stick a USB cable into a laptop the right way up on the first try.
Oh no, we'll never get there. The floor is covered in bits of Lego.
Okay, any more for that?
Oh, we need to get there really, really quickly, but we can't get an Uber for ages. If we go on Google Maps, right, okay, we can get the 56 in 25 minutes if we walk 15 minutes down the map.
Okay, next one. Things you wouldn't hear at an anti-lockdown protest.
Stop coughing!
I'm actually feeling a little bit agoraphobic.
I had an anti-lockdown once.
I was going to do that joke later.
Put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on. But they're clinically vulnerable. I've also got here the song Say It Right by Nelly Furtado and Timbaland, just because it's a good song.
And they wouldn't play good songs at one of those protests.
No, they wouldn't.
Okay, next one then. Unlikely things for a Brexiteer to say.
I love books!
I regret my decision.
Put your mask on, put your mask on, put your mask on for the clinically vulnerable.
I actually quite miss horse lasagna.
Well, this is going well, isn't it?
Didn't like Matty's milkshakes anyway.
There's one thing I like is the comedians of today. They say it exactly how it is, and I like it.
I once saw a Brexiteer threaten to cancel their subscription to Dave, and it was my favourite thing in the world. Just like,
Is this another?
you'll be losing my money. It's like, they won't. That's not how it works. It's not their model.
Okay, final one. Things you might see in John Cleese's new show on cancel culture.
The Ministry of Silly Opinions.
Just constant Towers clips. Just
I made the joke earlier, but Arts Council England funding.
Slapping away to his wrong, but I don't want to be right.
Cancel culture is ruining society. This is the third train that's not turned up today.
I, like many other successful comedians, have been cancelled, which is something that you can tell by the fact that I will do literally any role for a tenner and a bump of coke.
I'm John Cleese. Even my yogurt calls me a fascist. Cancel culture's gone too far.
Don't mention the war on the left.
How about John Cleese doing a soulful rendition of God Help the Outcast from The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Do you ever notice how in a successful sketch troupe or double act, the good ones die first?
Is this also
David
from the
Mitchell.
director's? Is this another bit from the director?
No, he says it straight to camera in the narration. So he's just there, just like, I too miss Graham Chapman.
I think we're going to find out in this new show which comedians now are taking a bet that getting on the cancel culture train is the right thing for their career. So I'm guessing Ed Gamble is going to guest star on this show.
Well, I think the woke mob will get the last laugh because at John Cleese's funeral he'll be awake.
So I've got this palette and he keeps saying the train times, but I think he's getting away with it.
And I am here to present you today with a wafer-thin argument.
Okay, last ones.
He's not a racist. He's a very naughty boy.
But he's not naughty, because that would be cancel culture.
I wonder where that fascist did go.
Okay, I'm going to
I am John Cleese. You may remember me.
Okay, I'm going to send Sam the final scores now, so bear with me. Okay, and while she is preparing them, I want to thank you all for coming to the show. Well, tuning in to the show. Again, it seems a good time to remind you as any that this is an entirely pay what you want show. If you have been enjoying anything that we've done today, or even if you haven't and just feel sorry for us, you can donate money via Patreon, PayPal, or Twitch subscriptions.
If you give us enough money, none of us have to do this anymore. So
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. The more you
give, the less likely I am to retire. So just say it that way.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. And if you're not in a position to help us financially, that's fine. You can help us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where you can just shout about how great we are, and we can just show us to more people, show us to all your friends. All of the old episodes of this are on our YouTube channel, which is Blizzard Comedy. That's not the URL because we haven't got enough subscribers to have a custom URL yet. But if you search Blizzard Comedy, we should be at least the fourth result, hopefully, after some World of Warcraft sketches. But yeah, please do that. And also, if you've been watching this and having fun and going like, you know what, I really want to hang out with these people when they're not contractually obliged to be entertaining, you can join us in the Discord after party. We will be putting that in the description chat any moment now. And yeah, so without further ado, the final scores are Bobbie's team on 56 points, but Tom's team is today's winner with 77 points.
Yes.
See, this is what happens when you follow the news.
It makes me panic, Johnny.
I mean, it's not what happens when you follow the news, because I haven't been following the news because everything is giving me panic attacks. But Keris is, and that's what's important.
Exactly. So really, Keris's team won. Tom had nothing to do with it.
Effectively, like the way this is done is I got Keris, who is, you know, very, very intelligent and up to date with the news, and you got Andrew Marsh.
That's fantastic.
I think what actually happened is we got very lucky that, because I remember last time I did not answer the questions correctly on the news because I also don't read the news. But what happened is I slipped Johnny like 10 quid so that the two news stories would be relevant to my interests this month.
It's funny, Keris, because 10 quid is exactly what you'll get with the bucket split in a week.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, in comedy, breaking even is good.
Yeah, luckily, none of you had to pay any money, so any money you get, well, apart from your like internet subscriptions, if you did the maths, it probably works out you're at a loss. But well, you know, so yeah, if you want to prove Bobbie wrong, donate us money, then we can pay more than £10 to everyone.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
Or subscribe to our Patreon, because a percentage of that money also goes to the act. So please go and do that. Right. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Special thanks to our Patrons and all the acts we've had on today. You can join us for the next one of these shows on the 27th of September, where we'll be joined by team captains Kirsty Summers and Khaled Winter, with guests Mabel Slattery, Benny Shakes, Stuart Dunlop, and Tom Short, where we'll be discussing the news events of September, including CG Sonic the Hedgehog from the original trailer, cameos in new Spider-Man movie. Boris Johnson invests all the country's money into NFTs of turkeys to offset Brexit shortages, and New Zealand is still doing everything better than we are. Thank you very much for watching. See some of you in the Discord, and have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Bye.